Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oyindi fuluperani mashapa, wananyano muvenda. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, a veteran in this channel, welcome back for yet another exciting episode of Risk, Money and Insurance. And so today, this one is a bit interesting because I was having lunch with a friend and we were just reflecting on the concept of tithing and actually budgeting and how tithing has actually changed, my life specifically. And, as you guys know, I'm a Christian. And so I remember when I just started working, the whole concept of tithing and all of that just didn't make sense, right? It was a thing of, I understand I need to take 10%, but 10%, you start there, right? You're like, imagine 10% of my money, right? And also, if you've been in the church system for a while, you're also thinking, some people have been tithing, we don't even see where the money is going because, back at home, maybe the child money or whatever. And it was something that I actively prayed about because I was like, I know I need to be doing this out of obedience, but it still, doesn't really sit well with me. And for the first few months, what I really opted for was, it's even during the pandemic, either way, we are not going to church physically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 10% and whoever needs help, I'm going to use that 10% to do good or help or lend a helping hand or whatnot. And, until later on, God deals with you inside. It deals with you, and you're like, okay, now I have to understand what the purpose is and also how this can then impact my life. So I went on, of course, to the Bible, reading different, chapters and just reading the book of Malachi as well because it's very good with Malachi because it's very good, in explaining offering and tithing, can a man rob God? And also just offering overall in the Bible and how people were giving offering, right? And for me, I was like, okay, cool. God says we should, test him in a sense with this thing. So let me now obey and do this and, see. That was literally my approach to say, let me obey and see how, people often give testimonies around tithing and how it has helped them and how the 90% stretches further than the 100%, right? And I was like, well, I want to experience that myself. And I want to get to that point where I say, I have seen tithing making a difference, right, in my finances. So I'm big on budgeting, no lies about that. I'm big on budgeting. And also one other concept that I've just been, that has been in my spirit for a while is in your budgeting, make room for generosity, right? So to say if there's a need, right, I can sacrifice, some of the things that I know, like my entertainment and my stuff, to fulfill a need that I see, right? Maybe in my family or a church or within my circle or whatever. So then I started prioritizing my tithe. So when I get my money, I'm before I do anything, my tithe has to go out. That is my thing, prioritizing it and making sure that when I'm budgeting, whatever that I've allocated for God goes to God before anything else. And to be quite honest, I have started seeing, preservation of my money, if that makes sense. On months where things are strenuous, maybe I'm paying for something like a once-off, a big purchase that I'm making, I have experienced so much generosity. And it's so funny that it's on those months when I'm in shambles, I'm like, what? This has happened, I'm sacrificing. Those are the months where somehow there is just this generosity that I experience, and people will just say, let's take you out, and they pay. Or I just felt it to give you this, and you're like, wait, you giving me money? I didn't even ask. How do you know that I need money this month? But like, that is sort of how I've experienced it as well. And also there are things that chow your money, man. I mean, in as much as we plan and we say, this is my budget, this is how much, I need to spend this month. There are some things that are just outside of your control that can happen and like can disrupt your budget. And like, I have seen ever since like I started tithing, like those things are at a minimum, right? So there's this preservation or like this covering that has been impacting my finances, and I've actually been seeing a difference. To say like, it doesn't matter, there'll always be provision and there'll always be that extra hand or whatever coming through, to a point where I'm like, this thing actually works. So now I do it, I'm like, no, this thing actually works. It really, really works. But of course it comes with your own convictions and also what you believe in. But personally, I believe in tithing as an act of obedience, and also just saying, God, I am giving you the 10% because I know that you own the 100%, and the 90% can stretch me further than what the 100% can actually do. And that on its own is like one sacrifice, and it's like the flow, of course, of your giving and your generosity, but like it can really, really make a difference. And I've seen the difference in my own life. So I thought I should share, because that was an interesting conversation that we had. And we were both just reflecting on, there's so much difference on the months when we were not tithing and the months where we were tithing. It's like this money never runs out. It might not necessarily, be, an additional amount coming into your account, but like there's always provision. There's always, God like saying to you, listen, I got you. And like for all the things that may come your way, that may try to chow, your money, I've got you. I've preserved what you have and what you have, in your hands to sort of carry you through the month. So yeah, if you have any experience with tithing, tell us how it's going in the comment section. Tell us, what has it meant, for you, and how did you come to that decision to say, I will start tithing? Because of course, when you look into financial advisors and everyone, they'll be advising you like, your 10% is a lot, you could be doing this with the 10% and all of that, but it's a principle thing, and not everyone adopts this principle. But if you want to try it out, and if you really want to see how God can pull through, I challenge you to do it. So guys, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Mwah. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, bye.